Breaking news. Viking Nation, the first revelation is about to detonate inside U.S. Bank Stadium and shake the very foundations of purple and gold glory that have stood for decades. In the frozen tundra of Minnesota, 5 earth-shattering developments have emerged from the heart of this legendary franchise that will redefine everything you thought you knew about the Warriors, who wear the horned helmet with pride. A mastermind coach has unlocked tactical secrets that could transform the entire offensive philosophy from conservative to revolutionary. A cornerstone player battles through pain that would sideline lesser Warriors, showing the kind of Viking resilience that legends are built upon. The franchise legends find themselves in shadows they've never known, watching from the sidelines as Father Time wages war against their legendary careers. A golden-armed savior inches closer to his triumphant return, carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire fanbase on his recovering ankle. And a temporary leader discovers the key to unleashing unstoppable fury through strategic innovations that could change everything. Each of these explosive revelations cuts deeper than a Minnesota winter wind, and each one could be the catalyst that propels the Vikings toward their championship destiny, or plunges them into the chaos of mediocrity. The storm clouds are gathering over Minneapolis, and what emerges from this tempest will either forge champions or break the spirits of Warriors who have waited decades for their moment of glory. If you bleed purple and gold harder than you hate the Packers, Green Bay, and every other rival that stands in the way of Viking supremacy, then brace yourself for the first bombshell that's about to rock the Viking longship to its very core. But hold on, as shocking as that coaching evolution is, the next update cuts even deeper into the heart of this Warrior brotherhood, revealing the tactical mastermind who's finally unlocking the secrets that separate championship coaches from the merely competent. Kevin O'Connell has been under the relentless microscope all season long, with critics questioning every play call, every strategic decision, and every philosophical approach to offensive football. But what happened in that historic Dublin clash against the Pittsburgh Steelers revealed a coach who's finally mastering the art of in-season adaptation that defines championship-caliber leadership. The numbers don't lie, and they paint a picture of dramatic transformation that should have every Viking fan standing up and taking notice. Through the first 2 games of this season, the Vikings ranked dead last in quick game concepts, running only 3 fast passing plays and sitting at an abysmal 30th place in the NFL rankings. That's not just disappointing, that's coaching malpractice when you have Justin Jefferson running routes with the precision of a surgical instrument in an offensive line that's been decimated by injuries like a battlefield after a brutal siege. But O'Connell heard the criticism echoing through the halls of TCO Performance Center, studied every frame of film with the intensity of a general preparing for war, and made the crucial adjustments that championship coaches make when their backs are pressed against the wall and their legacy hangs in the balance. In that opening drive against Pittsburgh, he unleashed a masterclass in quick-strike offensive philosophy that had Jefferson slicing through zone coverages like a Viking blade cutting through enemy armor with devastating efficiency. The speed outs that got the ball into playmakers' hands instantly, the perfectly timed stick routes that found soft spots in defensive coverage, the brilliantly designed screen passes that turned defensive aggression against itself. Every single concept was designed with surgical precision to get the ball out of Wentz's hands before the Steelers' fearsome pass rush could destroy the pocket and derail the entire offensive rhythm. This wasn't just play-calling improvisation. This was strategic brilliance mixed with tactical adaptation that revealed a coach who's finally reaching his full potential. O'Connell gave Carson Wentz simple reads that built confidence, quick releases that maximized his arm strength, and easy completions that created momentum with every successful snap. When Jefferson got that free release against Pittsburgh's zone coverage, it was O'Connell's pre-snap recognition and tactical genius that created the mismatch and exploitation opportunity. When Jordan Mason leaped out of the backfield for an easy first down conversion, it was O'Connell's strategic scheming that gave Wentz the perfect safety valve and outlet option. The transformation was visible to anyone watching, undeniable to critics and supporters alike, and absolutely crucial for this team's future success in both the immediate and long-term perspective. This is exactly the kind of in-season growth and strategic evolution that separates merely good coaches from truly great ones. And Viking fans across the world are witnessing the real-time evolution of a tactical mastermind who's finally unlocking his championship potential. Can you feel that Viking pride surging through your veins like the blood of ancient Norse warriors? If O'Connell's tactical brilliance and strategic evolution makes you believe in this team's championship potential more than you despise the Bears, Lions, and Packers combined. Then show your purple and gold loyalty by subscribing right now and joining the army of believers who know greatness when they see it. Asterisk, asterisk, and just when fans thought the injury news couldn't get more devastating or complex, here comes the next bombshell that reveals both crushing setbacks and the kind of incredible resilience that defines the Viking warrior spirit in its purest form. Brian O'Neill, the towering 6'7" sentinel who has guarded the right side of the offensive line, like a Nordic berserker defending his ancestral homeland against invading armies, absorbed a brutal blow during that fourth quarter battle in Dublin. That sent shockwaves through the Viking faithful and left everyone holding their breath in terrified anticipation. When he crumpled to that historic Croke Park turf during the clash with Pittsburgh, his massive frame writhing in obvious pain while clutching his knee, every single Viking fan around the world held their breath in collective terror, fearing the worst possible news about their irreplaceable right tackle. The initial diagnosis painted an absolutely grim picture that would have devastated lesser franchises, a sprained medial collateral ligament that could have spelled complete disaster for an offensive line already battling through relentless storms of adversity and injury throughout this challenging season. But in a moment that perfectly captures the fighting spirit that runs through the veins of every true Viking warrior, the MRI results brought a beacon of hope that pierced through the gloom like brilliant lightning across a midnight Nordic sky, illuminating possibilities that seemed impossible just hours before. O'Neill would not need surgery, and while the treacherous path to full recovery would test every ounce of his legendary Viking resolve, the indomitable warrior spirit that has defined his entire 7-season career refused to surrender to pain or adversity. This is the exact same gladiator who has stood as an immovable force of nature for 7 consecutive seasons, protecting quarterbacks with the ferocity and dedication of a wolf defending its pack against dangerous predators. The 2-time Pro Bowl selection has been the most reliable and consistent weapon in Minnesota's offensive arsenal, starting every single game during last season's magnificent campaign and anchoring an offensive line that helped the Vikings achieve their stunning 14-3 regular season record that shocked the entire NFL. His devastating absence creates a domino effect of complications that ripples through the entire offensive structure like an earthquake, forcing Justin Skull to step into the breach and fill shoes that may be impossible to fill completely. The chemistry, communication, and veteran leadership that O'Neill provides cannot simply be replaced by scheme adjustments or tactical modifications alone. The timing couldn't possibly be worse for this injury crisis, with veteran center Ryan Kelly also dealing with his second concussion in just 2 weeks, and promising rookie Donovan Jackson still recovering from wrist surgery that has sidelined him for multiple games. Suddenly, the Vikings face the absolutely terrifying prospect of starting 3 backup offensive linemen against the Cleveland Browns defense that feasts on quarterback pressure and has built its entire identity around creating havoc in opposing backfields. This isn't merely about one player's injury and recovery timeline. This is about the unbreakable spirit that defines what it means to be a Viking warrior in the face of seemingly insurmountable adversity, and how this entire team responds to this challenge will ultimately determine whether they rise to championship heights or fall into the depths of mediocrity during the crucial weeks ahead. Stay with me, because what comes next will flip the entire script in ways that nobody predicted, and it reveals the harsh, unforgiving reality of how quickly beloved legends can become forgotten afterthoughts in the brutal world of professional football, where Father Time remains undefeated, to names that have been absolutely synonymous with Viking excellence, dedication, and championship-level performance for well over a decade, suddenly find themselves watching significantly more than playing, and the devastating implications of this development cut deeper than any defensive blade could ever penetrate. Adam Thielen, the miraculous undrafted wonder who climbed from complete obscurity in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, to become one of the most beloved and productive receivers in franchise history, logged only 12 precious snaps out of 76 total offensive plays against Pittsburgh in that Dublin Showcase game. 12 snaps for a warrior who caught 74 passes for over 900 yards just 2 seasons ago with Carolina, definitively proving that elite-level production was still flowing through his experienced hands and veteran football instincts. This is the exact same gladiator where the Vikings invested significant draft capital to bring back home to Minnesota during the offseason, believing wholeheartedly that his veteran presence, leadership qualities, and clutch playmaking ability would be the crucial missing piece in their championship puzzle. Yet there he stood on the sidelines game after game, watching younger players like Ylan Naylor take the meaningful snaps that once belonged to him, relegated to a minimal role. That barely scratches the surface of his proven capabilities and championship experience. The sight of Thielen in limited action represents more than just reduced playing time. It symbolizes the inevitable changing of the guard that every franchise must eventually face. Harrison Smith's situation cuts even deeper into the very soul of Viking Nation, creating emotional wounds that may never fully heal for longtime fans who have watched his legendary career unfold. The iconic safety who has been the guardian angel of the secondary for an incredible 13 seasons, accumulating countless highlight reel interceptions and bone-crushing hits with equal mastery, found himself playing only 17 snaps out of 53 total defensive plays against the Steelers, 17 snaps for a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, who has intercepted passes from elite quarterbacks and delivered punishing hits that opposing receivers still remember years later, who has served as the defensive captain and emotional leader that younger players instinctively look to when pressure mounts and stakes reach their highest levels. The reduction of Smith's role represents more than statistical analysis can capture. It's about witnessing the potential twilight of a career that has defined an entire era of Viking football. Through multiple coaching staffs, different defensive coordinators, and various team philosophies, this isn't just about playing time distribution or defensive packages. This is about witnessing legends potentially fade into the background of their own remarkable stories. Watching Warriors who once dominated every Sunday slowly transition into supporting roles. Thielen and Smith have been the emotional heartbeat of this franchise through triumph and tragedy, through miracle catches and game-saving tackles, through the highest championship hopes and the most devastating playoff losses that reduced. Roles tell a story that transcends individual statistics and snap counts, representing the natural cycle where legends must eventually pass the torch to the next generation of Warriors. Yet their continued presence on this roster provides absolutely invaluable leadership, championship experience, and veteran wisdom that cannot be measured in snap counts alone, and their knowledge could very well be the difference between victory and defeat when crucial playoff moments arrive. And every single possession matters in the ultimate pursuit of championship glory. But trust me, the story only gets more explosive and hope-filled from here, because what comes next represents pure hope itself. The promise of a championship-caliber future built on the solid foundation of elite quarterback play that this franchise has desperately sought for decades. J.J. McCarthy, the quarterback drafted specifically to be the long-term future of Viking Nation. The Michigan Wolverines champion who was supposed to lead this storied team into a glorious new era of sustained success continues edging closer to his triumphant return from the ankle injury that has kept him frustratingly sidelined for 2 absolutely crucial weeks of action. Kevin O'Connell's latest injury update sent electrifying shockwaves through the practice facility and rippled across social media platforms like wildfire. Reaching every corner of Viking Nation with unprecedented speed, McCarthy could potentially return to practice activities this week, marking the first real, tangible step toward reclaiming his rightful place as the undisputed leader of this championship-caliber offense. The timing couldn't possibly be more perfect for this development, because after watching Carson Wentz struggle with consistency issues and questionable decision-making in crucial moments, Viking fans across the globe are absolutely starving for the dynamic playmaking ability, leadership qualities, and pure football instincts that McCarthy brings to every single snap he takes. This isn't just about getting an injured player back from a temporary setback. This is about unleashing the franchise quarterback who was specifically drafted and developed to transform the entire identity, culture, and championship expectations of this legendary franchise. McCarthy's prolonged absence has been painfully felt in every offensive series, in every missed opportunity for explosive plays, in every crucial moment when the offense desperately needed a spark that only a true franchise quarterback and natural leader can provide to elevate teammates around him. The young quarterback has been working absolutely tirelessly behind the scenes, pushing through intensive rehabilitation sessions with the unwavering determination of a warrior who refuses to let any injury define his legacy or derail his championship aspiration. O'Connell has been appropriately cautious with McCarthy's return timeline, consistently emphasizing that the coaching staff will rush him back onto the field until he's completely ready physically, mentally, and tactically. But the genuine excitement and optimism in the coach's voice when discussing McCarthy's steady progress is absolutely unmistakable to anyone listening carefully. The offensive weapons are already perfectly in place and ready to explode. Justin Jefferson continues terrorizing defensive backs with route running precision that borders on artistic. Jordan Addison provides explosive playmaking ability on the outside that stretches defenses vertically, and TJ Hawkinson offers a reliable, sure-handed target in the middle of the field that provides security for any quarterback. All they truly need now is the franchise quarterback who can maximize their incredible potential, who can consistently turn good plays into great ones, who can elevate the entire offense to championship caliber performance levels that match their talent level. The upcoming Week 6 bye week couldn't come at a better time for McCarthy's recovery, giving him crucial extra days to prepare both physically and mentally for what could be his triumphant return in Week 7 against Philadelphia, setting up a potential storybook comeback that Viking fans will remember forever. And listen closely, the final revelation might just be the tactical masterstroke that transforms everything about this offense, because Carson Wentz's temporary stewardship of the Vikings' attack has revealed a strategic opportunity that could revolutionize the entire offensive approach and philosophy for both the immediate future and long-term success. While everyone debates McCarthy's return timeline and analyzes every aspect of his recovery process, Tyler Furnace from A to Z Sports has identified something truly revolutionary that could unlock Wentz's maximum potential through the innovative power of pace, rhythm, and no-huddle concepts that most teams fail to utilize effectively. The statistical evidence is absolutely undeniable when you examine his performance during high-pressure, fast-paced situations throughout the 2-minute drill against Pittsburgh, where he operated with surgical precision and tactical brilliance, systematically dissecting the Steelers' defense with the kind of confidence and accuracy that reminded everyone why he was once considered an elite quarterback, capable of leading teams to championship glory. The tactical concept is brilliantly simple yet potentially revolutionary in its implementation. Establish a no-huddle, fast-paced offensive attack that keeps opposing defenses constantly off balance and prevents them from making crucial adjustments between plays or substituting personnel packages. This innovative approach wouldn't just help Wentz find his natural groove and rhythm, it would maximize the incredible athletic talents of explosive receivers like Jefferson and Addison, who absolutely thrive when they can utilize their elite speed and precise route running ability without giving defensive backs adequate time to study their tendencies or communicate coverage adjustments. The strategic beauty lies in its temporary nature and immediate implementability. It doesn't require a complete offensive overhaul or months of intensive practice to implement effectively. Instead, it intelligently leverages Wentz's existing strengths while simultaneously minimizing his well-documented tendency to overthink situations in the pocket. When given too much time to process information, when operating at this faster pace, making quick reads and releasing the football rapidly, he looks exactly like the quarterback who once threw for over 4,000 yards and led Philadelphia toward a championship before injuries derailed his trajectory. O'Connell has consistently shown throughout his coaching career that he's absolutely willing to adapt his system and modify his philosophy to maximize individual players' strengths rather than forcing square pegs into round holes. Implementing this faster-paced, rhythm-based attack could very well be the tactical masterstroke that keeps the Vikings competitive and dangerous while they navigate through this crucial transitional period between quarterbacks. This strategic evolution could effectively bridge the gap between now and McCarthy's return, while simultaneously establishing offensive concepts and principles that benefit the entire system moving forward, creating a solid foundation for sustained success that extends far beyond any individual player's limitations, capabilities, or availability throughout the season. And if this week felt like a devastating earthquake shaking the very foundations of Viking Nation to its core, what's coming next in the weeks and months ahead could define the entire trajectory and ultimate destiny of this legendary franchise for years to come. 5 earth-shattering revelations have crashed over Minneapolis like thunder across the frozen tundra. each one carrying the tremendous power to reshape destiny itself and determine whether this team rises to championship heights or falls into mediocrity. Kevin O'Connell's tactical evolution isn't just about improved play calling or strategic adjustments. It represents a young coach rapidly maturing into the strategic mastermind that championship teams absolutely require. Someone who can adapt to any challenge, overcome any obstacle, and outmaneuver any opponent the NFL throws at his team throughout a grueling season. His demonstrated willingness to embrace quick game concepts and implement innovative pace-based attacks shows exactly the kind of tactical flexibility and strategic adaptability that separates merely good coaches from truly great ones who win championships and build dynasties. Brian O'Neill's ongoing battle with injury embodies absolutely everything that makes this franchise spiritually unbreakable: the complete refusal to surrender to adversity, the unwavering determination to fight through physical pain, and the steadfast commitment to the brotherhood that defines Viking culture at its very core. His recovery timeline and return to action becomes a powerful symbol of resilience and determination that the entire team can rally around as they prepare for the monumental challenges that await in the crucial weeks ahead. The reduced roles of legendary veterans Thielen and Smith tell a profound story that transcends individual statistics or snap counts. It represents the natural cycle of football greatness, where legends must eventually pass the torch to the next generation of warriors, while providing invaluable leadership that cannot be measured. Yet their continued presence on this roster provides absolutely crucial veteran wisdom, championship experience, and emotional leadership that could very well be the difference between victory and devastating defeat when the playoffs arrive. And every single possession carries championship implications. J.J. McCarthy's impending return represents pure hope itself, the promise of a brighter championship future built on the solid foundation of elite quarterback play that this franchise has desperately sought for decades. His recovery timeline perfectly aligns with the team's urgent need for a dynamic spark, and his eventual return could provide the catalyst that transforms a talented team into a championship-caliber juggernaut that strikes fear into opponents. Carson Wentz's temporary stewardship has revealed both significant challenges and tremendous opportunities, but the potential implementation of a revolutionary faster-paced attack could unlock capabilities that nobody anticipated or imagined possible. These 5 interconnected storylines weave together to create a compelling narrative of transformation, unbreakable resilience, and unwavering determination that defines what it truly means to be part of Viking Nation. Every practice session matters, every recovery milestone builds strength, every strategic decision shapes the future, and every game brings this team closer to their ultimate championship destiny. The foundation has been carefully laid, the pieces are strategically falling into place, and the stage is perfectly set for something truly magical to unfold. If you believe in this team's championship potential more than you doubt their ability to overcome any adversity, then prove your unwavering loyalty by subscribing right now and joining the army of believers who know that greatness is within reach. The war for NFC North supremacy is only beginning, and the Vikings are ready to show the entire league what happens when legendary resilience meets modern innovation. Skull Nation forever.